Hey Physique Freaks, how's it going? Scott Tuzan on MetabolicMasterpiece.com, here with another edition of the Hardgainer Hustle. Today I want to talk about lagging body parts, or genetically stubborn body parts, and training for the feel. And rather than just doing a headshot here, I'm going to do a voiceover over some of the training footage of me working some of my lagging body parts, stubborn body parts that I've been bringing up, and sharing advice that is different than what you typically hear when it comes to bringing up a lagging body part. So all about training for the feel, that mind-muscle connection today. Let's get that behind the scenes footage.
Alright, so my two lagging body parts are calves and chest. And typical advice would be things like train them more frequently or just lift heavy shit. And none of that stuff ever worked for me. And the reason being is that I couldn't feel the tension in these target muscles. I couldn't feel the contraction, the pump, or the stretch. For calves, I'd feel more of a burning sensation in my Achilles tendon right around the ankle joint. My feet would get really sore and they'd cramp up underneath. The ball of my foot, the big toe, would really cramp up and be crazy sore, and I wouldn't feel any kind of pump in my calves. For my chest, I'd feel a burning sensation in my shoulders, my anterior delts, and my triceps would fatigue really quick. Yeah, I wouldn't feel a pump in my pecs. And it may seem like a bit of bro science to talk about things like the mind-muscle connection or training for the feel, but it is legit. There are studies done on this, research done on this, and just recently Brett Contreras did a study where he had advanced lifters perform the bench press and push-ups. Some of the sets he asked them to focus on using mainly their triceps to do the push-up and the bench press, and the other sets he asked them to focus on just using their pecs. Their form stayed exactly the same, yet those sets that they were focusing on using more of their triceps, their pec activation significantly decreased. And that's using exactly the same form. To the naked eye, you couldn't tell, but in their mind, they could steer the activation, the tension, to certain muscles, from their triceps to their pecs and vice versa. You can get really good at this. It takes practice, and it really is for advanced lifters. It takes a lot of practice, but you can even steer the tension to certain aspects of a muscle, and it's just freaking awesome. And ways that I have really enhanced this mind-muscle connection are techniques like holding and squeezing a contraction for like 5 to 10 seconds. So here I am on the seated calf raise, and I could never really feel the tension in my calves, feel that contraction. So I go nice and light with the weight here. I'll hold the stretch in the bottom for 5 seconds, and I'm not just relaxed down there. I feel the constant tension in my calves, and then right out of the bottom I'm going to squeeze my calves. You can see them contract now. I could never see that before. And then I hold that contraction at the top, and I'm squeezing it for everything it's worth. It's really great to do these with body weight on your steps as well. Do a high rep set where you're really holding and squeezing at the top and really feeling those muscles contract. You gotta get used to that feeling, that contraction. Same thing with chest here. This is a great way for me to get that activation going at the beginning of the workout. I'll just do some light cable flies and hold that squeeze for a couple of extra seconds there. It's a little way of pre-exhausting the pecs and just getting my mind in those muscles. There's some routines where I'll do 10-second squeezes, and man, it just really, when you're holding that squeeze and playing around with it, you can really get your head in that target muscle and realize that some sets, hey man, damn, my shoulders really are getting involved, and other muscles, supporting muscles, it's very easy for them to get involved. Other strategies that I use, especially for my calves, is doing one single foot calf presses. That way I can just focus on one foot, another foot isn't taking over the other. And it's nice, lightweight. I am just working on control here, pushing that toe out, trying to not cramp up my feet. I'm trying to relax my feet and just really use my calves I really want to feel that contraction in the calves. And this has worked wonders for me to really get my head in the muscle. So I'll use the calf press, and I'll also come back to the seated calf raises and do single foot seated calf presses here as well. Just really get my head in that muscle. It works wonders, and you see here, it's just lightweight. I'm just using 10 pounds there, and I'll go back and forth. I'll do this time set for 10 minutes. I'll just go back and forth, nice lightweight. It may start off 10 reps one foot, 10 reps the other foot, and then decrease where it gets down to just 2 reps and going back and forth for 10 minutes. But it just gets my head in that single target muscle. So Your lagging body part may not be a reason. You may not need to change your training style. It may just mean that you need to get better at enhancing that mind-muscle connection and feeling the contraction and the stretch, the tension in that muscle.